The one we ended up keeping, we actually kept both of them, but the one we ended up keeping turned out to be Fred. The farm that we have, the fellow that used to own it, he passed away in the on his tractor and the scrape lot. Scrape lot's where they push the manure. Well, his name was Fred, so we figured Fred came back in the form of a dog named Fred, so we call him Fred. And the other dog, which we call Piglet because she looks just like a little pig, some friends of ours from California took. But the crazy part of the story, going back to the North Carolina thing, and this will spit into the foundation part of it, was when we had Fred for a couple weeks, and Fred disappeared for a day. And we went looking for him, and this guy called, because we had tags made up and everything for him. This guy called up and says, "I got your dog." So Chrissy goes to pick up Fred. It's literally probably a mile from our house, which is about 3/4 of a mile from the farm. And she gets him, says, "Hey, I'm sorry." And he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it, no big deal." And he comes back. So he's back for another week, 2 weeks, something like that. All of a sudden he's gone again. And we looked for a day straight, couldn't find him. And I told Chrissy, I said, "Listen," I said, "as crazy as it sounds, go back to that guy's house that had him last time." And she did. And there he is in his yard, next to his horse in his yard. And this is, no offense, it's just in his horse's yard, okay? So make sure you try to take pictures here. Chrissy goes up and says, "Hey, I see my dog's back." And she goes, "I'm sorry, I don't know why he keeps coming back." And he goes, "Well, he used to be my dog." And he said, "So why didn't you tell me that the first time?" And he said, "Well, he looked happy." Take him back. I said, "In fact," he goes, "In fact, I got another dog over there. You want that one too?" She's like, "I don't." So, and it turns out that Fred, who was his previous character, his name was Paco. He'd been hit by a car twice, and he has a 22 casing in him, or 22 shell in him someplace. We haven't figured out where, but this is the story. They were target shooting in the backyard, and Fred walked in front of the bullet type story. Again, North Carolina.